day, everyone. I am Ava Maype Berondo, your discussant for this topic.
So today we are going to explore the art of storytelling in a unique way. So have you ever heard of a six-word stories? Alright, so they are like literary masterpieces that pack a punch in just 6 words. And one of the famous examples now comes from Ernest Hemingway, and that is the horse tail, baby shoes, never worn. So can anyone guess what is the story all about? Alright, so that is right, no? It's a heartbreaking tale of loss and sorrow. And even though the story doesn't explicitly state what happened, we can infer a lot from these 6 words. Right, so 6 words are very challenging because they have no beginning, no middle, or end. So they are like snapshot lang dyan of a moment in time. So brief lang dyan siya, leaving the reader to fill in the gaps. And the key, is to use powerful words and imagery, to evoke emotion and create a vivid mental picture. Now, let's discuss the 4 key elements to making flash fiction work. So the first one is we have realistic characters and settings. So the first element is making your characters and settings feel real, even though with those limited words lang. And then the challenge here is how do you make something or someone come to life in such a short space. So here is how we can do it. So the first one is we have to focus on what makes them unique. So instead of describing every single detail about a character or a place, show us the special thing that makes them stand out. So for example is instead of saying she was a regular student, so you could say she sat alone, always reading. So that give us more insight with fewer words lang. And keep it simple. So don't overwhelm the readers with too much characters or settings. So 1 or 2 major characters lang are enough. And sticking to one setting can help the story focus. And then we should also use the dialogue effectively. So dialogue can reveal characters and move the story forward at the same time. So make sure that every line counts. And then as for our second one is we have the solid plot and structure. So even though flash fiction is short, it still needs a plot, and that is the beginning, the middle, and end. So here are some tips for that. We should start with a hook. So just like in longer stories we should grab the reader's attention right from the start. So for example, begin with an action or a mystery that makes the reader wants to know more. And then we have developed the conflict. So even if your story is short, something important has to happen in the middle that challenges your character. So, dapat lang yun naapoy mga pagsulay sa character. And then lastly is we have to end with a punch. Then we should make the last line memorable. It could be a twist or a thought that leaves the reader thinking about it. And then for the third one is we have a gripping conflict and tension. So no matter how short your story is, it still needs conflict. So this is what drives manggod the plot and keeps the reader interested of your story. So there are 2 types of conflict So we have the internal conflict and external conflict. So internal one this is when the character is struggling with something inside, like fear or a secret. And for example is maybe the character feels guilty about something but hasn't told anyone yet. So that is the internal conflict, the struggle within himself or herself. And then we have the external conflict. So this comes from the outside, like problem with another character, the environment, or big event. For example, a character might be in a dangerous situation like in a fire or in a fight. So for a strong story, it's best to have both internal and external conflict. That's in that way kasi the character is dealing with a lot, which creates tension and makes the readers more invested to your stories. For the fourth one is we have excellent editing. So lastly, even though your story is short, it still needs good editing. So every word count in flash fiction. So editing is really crucial. So no matter how experienced you are as a writer, getting a second pair of eyes to review your work is always a good idea. So here are some editing tips now. So the first one is cut unnecessary words. So every word should serve a purpose. If it doesn't add to the story, then remove it. And then the second one is get a feedback. So ask someone else to read your story. Then they might notice things that you miss, or they might give suggestion for your improvement. And then the third one is follow submission guidelines. If you're submitting your story somewhere, or we should make sure to follow all the rules that the publisher or the contest asks for. Right? So to summarize when writing a flash fiction, you need to first make sure that your character and settings are unique. And then the second one is have a clear structure with the beginning, middle, and end. And then the third one is build tension through conflict. And then the fourth one is edit thoroughly and get a feedback. With these four elements in mind, your flash fiction can leave a big impact, even with small words count. So thank you for listening. God bless.